Hi, welcome to Papa's Workshop. Today I'm continuing my journey on setting up the laser in my shop. But before I begin, shop safety is critical. Anytime we're working around the laser, you have to have the safety goggles on. So before I can actually turn it on, and with people coming in and out of my shop, I need to make a sign. So today I'm making this sign to put on the outside of my shop to be able to warn people that the laser's in use and to grab the glasses. So let's get started. So after cutting this PVC, which is a 1/4 inch thick, down to my 9 inches by 12 inches, I just want to make sure it's nice and clean. And then I'm going to use the Auric mask to be able to put on this, because this is going to be 2 colors. And I'm going to cut this just a little bit long. Just going to start at one side and slowly move across, making sure that all the air bubbles are out. Yeah, I'm just taking an old gift card and rubbing it down, and again pushing all the little bubbles out, any imperfection out, so it's as flat as I can possibly get it where it sticks everywhere. And I'll put a link in the description below so that you can obtain this masking. This masking works great. Now that that's done, I'm just going to cut off the edge. Okay, what I decided to do in the interest of safety is put a sign on the outside of my shop door that looks like this. And of course this is just a very small one. But what I did is went ahead and opened up easel and created the same exact sign. And to be able to carve this, what I want to be able to do is be able to do it in the 2 colors. So the red area is red, black area is black, and of course the sign itself is white. Now to do this, I'm going to cut it in the 2-stage carving, where the danger, laser, and use portion is cut with an 1/8 inch bit, followed up by the 1/16 of an inch bit to do the fine details. And down at the bottom, this portion down here is very fine print, and that's really not going to carve well even with the 1/16 of an inch bit. So what I'm going to do is carve that separately in a third operation, where I'm cutting that with a 90-degree V-bit. And to be able to do that, I've set up the stages, where the first stage in this workpiece, I'm going to use the 90-degree bit and carve just this portion right here. And then in the second phase, I'm going to carve just this portion using the 2-stage carving. So let's get started. Now the first thing I did is I went ahead and unplugged the laser. And remember, in the previous video I said I was going to be switching out that zip tie to this Velcro strap, which I have done. So now the laser is gone, so that way I don't have to worry about the dust and the debris getting into the laser. The other thing that I have done as well is I took just an inexpensive plastic container and cut the back so that it would fit over the cables, and this is going to be as a dust cover to protect the driver from, again, all the dust and the sawdust and the plastic chips. So let me go ahead and get the 90-degree bit mounted, and we'll go ahead and get this carving. I set the feed rate to be able to carve these letters at 60 inches per minute. And quite frankly, I could have gone faster, but this is such a small single line that still worked really well. and the depth of cut was set at 0.06. But you have to understand, the bit is not going to go to that 0.06 depth because of the width of the letters. It will only go to that width, and it'll stop at that point, because otherwise the letter itself would be distorted and look very much out of proportion. So that's the good thing about the software. It recognizes the edge of the letter and only goes to the depth necessary to be able to carve the outside of the letter regardless of the depth. And that's important to note, and I've had that question asked many different times. So after just about 3 minutes, this line is completely done and it is ready for paint. It does cut very clean. I really like working with this PVC board. Now I went ahead and switched over to my 1/8 inch bit. Now I'm using a upcut bit because that actually works best on the PVC. However, if you'll notice, that does not work best with the Oramask 813. It does not cut it off cleanly. That's okay though, because when I come back with the detail pass, I'll use a downcut bit for that. Now that the roughing pass is completed, I've switched over to my 1/16 of an inch bit, and this is a downcut bit. And you can see it is cutting very, very clean, and it cuts that Oramask 813 right to the edge, which is perfect detail to be able to paint. So keep in mind, if you're using Oramask 813, please use a downcut bit, and it will cut clean, and you will not have any prep necessary. And it will be ready to paint coming right off the machine. Now I'm going to go ahead and mask off the other areas. I'm going to spray the black first, and therefore I have to cover up the red portion with the masking tape. Now if this was a big project, I would have had to go ahead and break this down into the different components, but this was small. It really wasn't necessary. So after spray painting the black, all I need to do was just peel off the portion that was going to be red and switch over the masking tape and cover up all the black area that was just painted. By using the masking this way, it makes it where the only thing that I really have to cover is the portion that's actually black that's going to stay black. The Oramask covers up everything else. So it makes it where you don't have to be as neat as you otherwise would be with the masking tape. And you can see the letters on Danger is still covered with the Oramask. That's important because that's going to be red. The Danger part is going to remain white. So just a little bit more masking tape to cover up laser in use, and I'll be ready to spray paint the red portion. And I also have to cover on the outside of that oval to be able to make sure that that stays black as well. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because the Oramask underneath takes care of everything else. Just cover the black portion of the letters. So here it is. The red's all done. So now it's time to reveal the finished sign and taking off all of the Oramask. And that actually goes fairly easy, even down to the little small details that need to be done with the letters at the bottom. Those peel off really fairly easy and reveals a beautiful sign. The thing that I love most about using Oramask 813 is that it leaves such a crisp line with no touch-up required. This stuff is fantastic to work with using the PVC. I think it took me about a grand total of about 15 minutes to remove all of the masking to reveal the finished sign. So I think this is going to work real well in the shop to be able to provide the necessary safety measures so that my son, my wife, and my grandkids won't just walk in without being aware that the laser is in use. Now, one thing I want to point out, I did rush this a little bit because I did not let the paint completely dry. So it was tacky, and you can see that I did have paint all over my hand, and I did have to be especially careful not to get any of the red or the black paint onto the white portion of the sign. But all in all, this worked out extremely well, and I'm very, very happy with the results. So leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about how this sign turned out and about the process of making the sign. I would love to be able to hear from you. The next video we'll be talking about the laser itself. Hi everyone, thank you for watching my video today. If you like the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified on the different videos that I upload. Also check out the videos over here to be able to stay up to date on the happenings in my shop. So again, thank you for watching my videos.